So with that, I want to bring our first team up to the stage. Come on up.
All right,
CareKit.
come on up. Care Team Health by Shift Alerts. I want to hear some music. I want to hear some applause. Remember, it's going to be tough. 3 minutes, and you will be booted out the stage if you don't finish on time.
Hi, I'm Leo. I'm with Shift Alerts. I'm here to demo CareKit Health, the platform we developed over the last 8 weeks to focus on 3 things: home management, remote monitoring, and communication with the patient. So we're going to jump right into the application. We're going to sign in as John Smith here to connect with the platform. He's going to be able to have all his tasks that are associated with his care plan there, where you can see record weight, blood pressure, take a short walk later. With that, it's going to be able to give him reminders. So right now it's 9 o'clock in the morning. He needs to take his heart medication. And on this screen, you can see how he's supposed to take the medication. He can click on the medication itself, get more information about that medication. But say he's a little, he gets most of his care help from his family, and they're not home right now. And he can't exactly remember where his medication's stored. He can click on it and get more information and give him a little hint there. He can also pick on the directions, and it'll actually bring up a radar screen where he can connect and walk closer to the sensors that are associated with those medications. And once he's close enough, it'll bring up that medication information again to signify that he's there. Once he takes the medications, you can put it down as completed. It updates the task screen here. And then say later on, he's walking around the house, he goes by the scale. He still needs to weigh himself today. He hasn't done that yet, so it knows because it's not recorded, and it gives him a contextual reminder there where he's able to stand on the scale, get your weight, and then it's completed up in there and recorded using the Apple Health Kit to connect the dots there. Another thing is he can go into My Care, and then you can see a history of all the care provided to him from agencies and clinic visits and all sorts of stuff like that. His family's able to access this as well because he's added them in the Share My Care part, where you can share it with family members and friends, and they're able to follow your medication adherence, your weight, and see the trends there. You can go into messages where you have a secure platform where you can message clinicians that are part of your care team and your family members about any kind of issues that you might have or concerns, and get it directly addressed using that kind of system. Now going back to these sensors, they're a little big, and the next generation are going to be the size of a post stamp. So just imagine what you could do with having a house full of these sensors, having 10 of them, having them one at the door. So you're walking out the door, you haven't taken your medications yet. It'll remind you because it knows that you're leaving the house. Medications are typically in the house. And it will remind you, you need to do this before you actually leave. Thank you.
Woohoo! All right, with 20 seconds left. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges, questions and comments.
Is this on? Just a question on RFID tags. Have you looked at that as a possibility in the solution?
Yes, but the one we're using today is actually the iBeacon, but RFID chips are very interesting technology, and it's just getting it kind of hooked into the phone there, right?
Yeah, with the platform that the team here has created, the idea with their API and everything, that they're integrating all different types of technologies. So they just obviously went with the iBeacon technology first, but they've looked at RFID with some of the new phones and some of the things that they can do to actually initiate those smart reminders. But these beacons are kind of cool because there's a lot of more information, a lot more things they can do on themselves, because they also have sensors built in themselves too.
Where does the provider end of
Is that
this
the
come in?
order?
Is there an administrative portal, and where does the care plan come from?
Yes, so much like the remote monitoring that's going on now, we
My
would kind
phone
of
is
build this
dying.
into that function, right? So they would be able to have that communication. They'd be able to see the results being passed there and see the trend if there's any kind of flags that are going up. directly connect to the patient and saying, hey, we need to watch out for this, or hey, we need to immediately address this. So trying to be proactive in the care rather than reactive.
And just to add to that, the caregivers would come from a home care agency, or they'd just be hired by the family to take care of this patient, and the family says, this is the app we're using for my mom or dad, so this is what you're going to use to connect with all of us.
Have you built the provider end of it, the provider side?
So at the moment, we haven't gone that far. We've only gone to the patient and family side app, but we've created, again, the integration API piece, so that looking at even just doing straight integration to the agency systems, so that, because they're documenting things for insurance purposes anyways, and then that would show up on the report on the My Care section.
Big round of applause for CareKit from Shift Alerts.